Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how to find the area of a regular polygon when all you are given is the side length. So for this example we're going to use a pentagon with side length 4. So here we have pentagon P and it's got side length 4 and that's all we're told about it. But using some of our knowledge about triangles and also a bit of trigonometry, we can find the area. One thing we can do is connect the center to each vertex. So now we've subdivided this pentagon into 5 triangles, and those are all going to be congruent to each other because the radii are congruent to each other. So if we label this A, B, C, D, E, we know that segment AP is congruent to segment BP, to CP, to DP, to EP. All of them are congruent. By side congruency, all the triangles are congruent. Now another thing we can do is determine what is the central angle, that is the angle up here in each triangle. They're all going to be equal to each other. What we can do is use the fact that all of them together are going to add up to 360 because we can see they make, if you make an imaginary circle here, we know that this all added up together, or 5 times this angle, is going to be 360. So we can just say 5x equals 360, divide both sides by 5, and we get 72 degrees. So we know each of these angles is 72 degrees. I'll just label that one. We know if you're at this point in your geometry class where you're finding area of a polygon, that means you already know how to find the area of a triangle. So recall, what's the formula for area of a triangle? It is 1/2 base times height. So we've got 5 triangles, and all we need to do is find the area of one of those and multiply by 5. So we know the base of each triangle is 4 units, and we need to find the height. So we can draw an altitude and subdivide this triangle into 2 right triangles. So we know that's 90. We know since the overall side length is 4, that this will be 2. And also, this altitude bisects this angle up here. So 72 degrees total means that each of these will be 36 degrees. And we want to find this height. It's also known as the apothem, so I'll call it A, and we'll come back to that in a moment. So knowing that this is 36 degrees and this is length 2, how can we find A? We can use trigonometry and recall that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So what we have in this triangle is we've got this angle, we know the opposite, and we want the adjacent. So we're going to use the tangent. Tangent of 36 equals opposite 2 over adjacent A. And then we'll do a little multiplying to get that variable out of the denominator. So multiply both sides by A. And now divide both sides by tangent of 36. Now remember, when you have any of these trig functions, you have to deal with the whole entire thing as an entity. So that cancels with that. And we get A equals 2 divided by the tangent of 36 degrees. Now it's time to go to the calculator. And make sure, whatever calculator you're using, make sure it's in degree mode. If you're doing some other trig stuff, you might be switching between radian mode and degree mode. For this type of problem, you want to be in degree mode. So again, we're saying we want 2 divided by tangent of 36 degrees, and that's approximately 2.75. So 2.75. Now for the area of this triangle here, we can say area equals 1/2 the base, which is 4, times their height, 2.75. Leave that in the calculator. 1/2 times the 4 gives us 2, so 2.75 times the 2 gives us 5.51 square units. So that's just for one of those triangles. All we have to do now is multiply that times 5 to get the area of the pentagon. Area of the pentagon is 27.53 square units. Now there is a generalized formula for finding the area of a polygon, a regular polygon, which is 1/2 times A times N times S. One easy way to remember it is that this looks like an abbreviation for the word answer. So when you're looking for the area of a regular polygon, think about answer, that abbreviation, 1/2 ANS. All right, so this part here, this segment we drew in as the altitude, is called the apothem. And remember that the apothem is going to be from the center and make a perpendicular with a side. So it's got to make that right angle. And making that right angle will help you because you can now use trig ratios to find the apothem length. Remember, to get the central angle, you just look at how many angles, central angles there will be, and you divide 360 by that number. In this case, it was 360 divided by 5. So that's the general formula for the area of a polygon. But in most problems, the tricky part will be finding this height, this apothem. And once you find that, you can use this directly, or you can use the method of finding a triangle and multiplying it by how many triangles there are. So if you have any questions or problems you'd like to see worked out on this channel, please leave me a note in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.